Hey guys, welcome back to Spices and Flavors. It's been really long that I actually came in front of the camera and talked to you guys. How are you all doing? Let me know in the comment section below.
Go grab yourself a coffee because this video is definitely gonna be a long, as I'll be talking about some important tips and tricks right in the beginning. But if you want, you can directly skip and go to the part where I start actually making the flowers at 4 minutes and 28 seconds.
In this video, we are going to talk about Buttercream Flowers. So it's Buttercream Flowers 101. If you're someone who loves decorating a cake or a cupcake, then this video is definitely for you. So please do keep watching. For the ease of understanding, I have divided this Buttercream Flowers series into a 2-post video. In today's episode, we will look how to make Buttercream Flowers on cupcakes, different piping tips that you need, the consistency of buttercream, etc, etc. And in our next video, that is in part 2, we'll be talking about Buttercream Flowers on cake. Something like this may be a simple basket view buttercream flower cake, or if you want me to make something else like a bread cake or some different style, then let me know in the comments below or tag me on social medias like Instagram or Facebook so that I can have a look at what exactly you want me to make and I can recreate something similar for you guys. Now before we actually get into the video, what I want you guys to do is that let me know in the comments below whether you would like to see a part 3 using Russian tips or Russian nozzles. So if that is something that you would like to see on the channel, then let me know for sure. The first thing is to get the perfect consistency of your buttercream.
The different types of buttercream that you can use to make beautiful cupcake flowers includes American buttercream. Being sturdy enough to hold on the piped flowers, American buttercream is the most preferred frosting. And then comes the Swiss meringue and the Italian meringue buttercream. You can find the recipes for these on the link up here or in the description box below. So definitely check that out.
So today for making buttercream flower on cupcakes, we will be using the condensed milk buttercream frosting recipe. I have already shared it on the channel before. I'll link it up here in the I link, description box or even in the comment section. So you guys can go a look over there first. The best part about using this particular frosting is that you need not worry about adding more icing sugar or more milk to get that perfect consistency. It is pre-made and just 2 ingredients, just butter and condensed milk, and you have your perfect buttercream ready for cupcake decoration. So first things first, get the perfect consistency of your buttercream. The second thing we will be talking or needing is of course the right piping tips.
So I have here with me 2 sets of piping nozzles. So one I got it from Arif, Mumbai, and the other I got it locally here in New Zealand. So this set comes or becomes super handy if you have to decorate any cakes or cupcakes for that matter. Of course, you would not be needing all of these today. We will be using just 5 or 6 basic tips or nozzles for this particular buttercream frosting recipe. I have divided these piping tips or nozzles into 3 categories: basic, ninja and pro. Of course, not based on the skill but based on the must-haves. I won't go into detailing about each and every tip right now because that would lead into confusion, but I'll name the tip or give the tip number when we make that particular flower. To make our buttercream flowers on cupcakes, of course we would need the base, which is the cupcakes, right? So I'm using my chocolate cupcakes here. You can use your favorite if you want to, or check mine from the description box below. Along with that, we would also need the frosting, which is the condensed milk buttercream frosting. Naturally stiff and dense, the correct consistency. So we will color it as and when depending upon the flower that we are making. To make the sunflower cupcakes, just take some yellow colored buttercream onto your spatula and then spread it onto the sides or the edges of the cupcake, leaving a gap in the center. What this would do is this would act as a medium for the petals to stick on and also would give a lift to the flowers, that is the petals. Using tip number 27, simply apply some pressure onto your piping bag, drag it towards you and then release. What this would do is create a beautiful dragged petal-like effect that you want for your sunflower cupcakes. A simple tip that would apply to all the cupcakes is that when you start with your second set of circle, make sure that you are piping between the two petals that you had piped for the first circle. Another tip that applies to all the flowers that we'll be making is that when you pipe them, you have to pipe it in an angle in a way that once you reach the inner circle, it becomes almost 90 degrees, just like the way you can see it here. To make the pollens, simply use tip number 13 and just pipe small stars in the center. That's it. A pro tip for you guys is that reserve some of the yellow buttercream and add in brown color to it to make the brown pollens. Don't go and make a whole batch of brown color for your buttercream because that's gonna go waste eventually. This would save you time as well as the buttercream frosting. For this particular buttercream flower, we will take in a piping bag that is fitted with the nozzle 1M. Add in some purple colored buttercream frosting onto the piping bag and then using the back of your spoon, simply push it towards the sides of the piping bag to create a hollow or gap in the center. To that center, fill in some white colored buttercream or plain buttercream. What this would do is that when you pipe it, you will get a center tip that is white in color, whereas the petals are all purple in color. An effective way of creating a two-tone buttercream. Looks complicated, but you won't believe how simple and easy it is to actually make the Hydrangea cupcakes. Simply just start piping stars all around the cupcake and you will see this beautiful pattern of white center tip. Wasn't it super easy? Well, wait, you actually need to know something before that, which is to squeeze out the first few bits of your buttercream until you start seeing the two-toned effect. Only then will you get the required effect on your Hydrangea cupcakes. Shh! Don't let anyone know. It's a little secret between us. Don't let anyone know how simple and easy it is to make this intricate looking yet beautiful cupcake. It is my personal favorite. Comment below and let me know which one is yours out of all the 5 cupcake flowers that we'll be seeing today. For our next cupcake, we will simply be using a petal nozzle, a tip number 103 to be precise, and a rose pink colored frosting. You won't believe how easy this one is also to make. So simply what you have to do is make an inverted U pattern. Yeah, that's right. So an inverted U, start piping onto the left hand side, creating an arch and ending to the right hand side. Repeat the exact same pattern all throughout the cupcake. One thing to note is that the more you hold the piping bag, the warmer your hands would become and it would start melting the buttercream. So in that case, just pop it into the refrigerator for around 5 minutes or so and allow it to stiffen a bit and then continue piping. My tip for making this particular petal flower cupcake is that the inner circle should have exactly odd numbers of petals. So you end with either 5 or 7 petals. So that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And then you just finish off with a bud by simply squeezing in the center. You can also use this technique to decorate an entire cake like I have done here with my pineapple cake. Giving that ombre effect is just stunning. For this particular cupcake flower, we'll be using tip number 81. The process remains the same. Only difference is that when you release the piping bag, you have to release it in a curved motion so that the petals stand upright. Don't worry if your outer petal circle does not look neat. Just go on piping and it would come together. By the time you reach the very end of your cupcake, just make sure to pipe the petals trending straight upright, that is at 90 degrees or so. That is what would create that closed bud kind of effect. how can we leave the buttercream roses out, right? Using tip 103 and rose pink color, simply make a circular line in the center. Just bring it together so that it resembles a closed bud. Yes, there's a little gap. Try and make it close as possible. So next we will start by piping out 3 petal shapes. Yes, that's an important tip to remember, is that when you make the inner circle of your rose, make sure to pipe 3 petals. And from here on we will try to work in odd numbers, so 3, 5, 7, like so. Another tip is that you have to start from the midpoint of your previous petal. If that makes any sense, you can check here in the video. Yeah, that's right. So what you are basically doing is, we are going from left to right in an arch motion. So left, right, again the concept of maybe the inverted U, but just this time it's a longer shape. So you start from your left hand side and finish to your right hand side. That's because I'm a right handed person. It would be the other way round if you were a left handed person. So just simply creating an arc. And so 2-3 things that you need to remember. 1, work in odd numbers. 2nd, start at the midpoint of your previous petal. And 3rd, go in an arch motion. So the technique of making a rose directly on a cupcake and the one that we will make for our cake decoration is kind of similar, just a few things here and there might vary. A thing to remember here is that as you reach the very end, make sure to make long petals. Isn't that beautiful? And of course, I had to show you guys how to make this beautiful cupcake bouquet using the amazing flowers that we just piped. Let us start with the arrangement of cupcakes. So 2 on top, 3 in the center and 2 at the base. And also I have covered the cake board with white fondant. Since this was a last minute plan, I didn't have much in hand. So you can see some bits here and there gaps, which we will fill it out later, no worries. Also I have gone ahead and colored the white fondant with some green color, rolled them out to make the stems. Now if I were to give it as a gift to someone, or I have to make it for an order, definitely I'll apply some water to the base of the green fondant to stick it. But since I'm just showing you guys how to make it today, I'll just leave it there as it is. But make sure to apply some water onto the base and onto the sides if you're planning to make it for a client. So I have used a total of 5 green fondant rolls. Instead of fondant, you can also pipe with a green buttercream, the stems and the leaves, but this is just convenient. Simply tie a knot onto the stems and place some fondant leaves here and there to complete the look of your cupcakes, and then cover the gaps over there with again some fondant flowers. Just stick it with some water and you're good to go. Add in the message that you like and your beautiful cupcake bouquet is all ready.
If you thought that this video was useful and informative, then definitely hit that like button, subscribe to Spices and Flavors for more such baking and dessert related recipes. I'll see you soon in my next one. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye bye.